India are currently facing Bangladesh in 3 ODIs and 2 tests. But they are without their 2 major stars that could have made a difference not just in this series but also in the T20 World Cup. Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja and Jasprit Bumrah were both ruled out of the T20 World Cup and for the subsequent series against New Zealand and Bangladesh because of the injuries that they had suffered. Jadeja recuperating from a knee injury that he sustained in the Asia Cup, while Jasprit Bumrah, a recurrence of that stress fracture on his back that derailed his 2019-20 season. He did come back for 2 T20As against Australia, but that injury recurred, and that is why he is not even being considered for selection until December end. However, there is a major update when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja's fitness. Sources in the BCCI have told Sports Today that Ravindra Jadeja and Jasprit Bumrah might be fit and they will be playing for India in January 2023. Now, 2023 is a very important year when it comes to Indian cricket and world cricket because the World Cup will begin from October-November 2023 onwards. ODIs will be the key here, and the World Test Championship final will also culminate in June. So, the major update that the BCCI sources have told us when it comes to Sports Today is that Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja are both going to be fit and they will be playing for India around January 2023. Now, this news means that India's packed calendar for 2023, the team can breathe a bit more easy because the India versus Australia Border Gavaskar series is also going to start in February to March. Now, this tour is very, very important when it comes to the World Test Championship cycle because this will be the last series for both India and Australia. Australia versus South Africa and India versus Australia. These 2 series could potentially determine who are the 2 finalists heading into the World Test Championship final that will be held at the Oval in June. So, the venues have apparently been announced also. Sources in the BCCI told us that Delhi, Dharamshala, Ahmedabad and Nagpur could host, although Nagpur's availability is pretty tentative at this point in time. Remember, the last time Australia toured India for a test series, it was in 2017 and it was a very bitter, very closely fought series in which India won 2-1. Dharamshala holds a special place because that was the first time that venue hosted a test. It was the decider and Australia lost that. So, as I had mentioned, why this Border Gavaskar Trophy in 2023 will be massive for India and Australia. Number 1, the venues itself gives you a glimpse as to how desperate India are to win this series. Remember, they have not been beaten in Firozshah Kotla or the Arun Jaitley Stadium ever since 1987 when the West Indies defeated them. Ever since that time, India have not lost to Australia, to any nation there for 35 plus years. The only test that they played in Dharamshala, they have not lost. Be it in Nagpur or Ahmedabad, India have not lost a test at those venues for nearly 12 to 15 years now. And that is where the dominance factor comes in. India, remember, will have to win at least 5 out of 6 tests now because Pakistan's loss to England has opened up the entire WTC finals race at this point in time. So, beginning around mid-Feb, the dates tentatively that the BCCI sources have informed us is that February 15th onwards is the date where the matches can start. And remember, in addition to this, there are several series that we played before this as well. So, India's equation is very simple. They have to win all the tests so that they stand a great chance of reaching the World Test Championship final. The availability of Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja is good news considering the fact that from January onwards until the end of June, it's a jam-packed calendar because there will be an ODI series against New Zealand. New Zealand are coming to India for an ODI series. Then Sri Lanka also visit in Jan for an ODI series. Whether it will be 3 ODIs or 5 ODIs, it remains to be seen. The dates have not been announced. The venues have not been announced for that. We will come to know about it in a couple of days' time. Then you will play 4 tests and 3 ODIs against Australia. After the Border Gavaskar Trophy, you will play 3 ODIs. And remember, in 2019, India had lost to Australia 2-3. Even in the previous series in 2020, India had won 2-1, but after they lost the first match by 10 wickets, they were hammered by Warner and Finch in that game in Mumbai. So 4 tests, 3 ODIs versus Australia, February, March. And then there is the IPL from April to June. The tentative dates for the IPL are April 1 till May 31st. Or if it spills over into June, it could be June 4th. But that will cause a massive problem because the tentative dates for the World Test Championship at the Oval will be June 7th to 11th with an additional reserve day. Now, if the IPL ends on 31st or 4th, and if India are in the fray for the finals, then once again the balance and which player gets the maximum benefit from the test matches, the BCCI will have that headache. And remember, player management and player rotation, this is something that the BCCI has not been able to crack the code in the past couple of seasons. The T20 World Cup failures are proof. So, Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja are set to return to action in January 2023. Remember, we hope Bumrah has that same potency that he showed after he recovered from that stress fracture. And Ravindra Jadeja, his all-round skills will be deeply needed if India are to break a decade-long jinx when it comes to the ICC events. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram also. Thank you.